At the moment, Hypixel Skyblock updates are coming thick and fast. New weapons, new items, new sets of armour, new mechanisms, you name it. We've just had the end update and now we're preparing for the garden update. Now we recently saw the introduction of the Void Sword with the end update, and while this may have been somewhat groundbreaking for earlier game players, for later game players, not so. Today we're going to be taking a look at a weapon that's been in the game for a long time now, it's quite overlooked and in comparison to other popular weapons is very good. And in fact is the Fell Sword. Now the Fell Sword is a weapon crafted by using fell pearls, but we're not here for that. This weapon is actually surprisingly very good. And this one here is one of the best money can buy you. Withered, 5-starred, recombobulated, hopper tailed, not fuming potatoed, want to keep it fairly realistic, one for all that good stuff. And if we read this sword's ability, every 100 kills with this weapon grants +1 weapon damage up to 100 extra. So essentially, once you have 10,000 kills with this weapon, it will give you an extra 100 damage, which is pretty cool. Now we're going to be putting that weapon up against this Livid Dagger, which is pretty much as comparable as it gets. This one has fuming potatoes, this one has hot potatoes, we'll take that into consideration. It won't make too much of a difference anyway. And if you actually take a look, as you can see here, you can pick one up for 12 mil, which is very, very similar to the one that I've got. There's not really much difference other than this one's suspicious. It's actually slightly better with fuming potatoes, it's got over 10k kills, all is good. And for the equivalent Livid Dagger, you're looking at around about 19 mil. So from that, the Fell Sword is slightly more affordable, around about 7 mil more affordable. So we're going to be using this Necron set with the Tarantula helmet, we're going to be using a Tiger Pet, and we're going to be doing a little damage test to see what that difference actually is. But first of all, I just want to make a point, okay? This is a more regular Fell Sword, and we're going to compare the damage. This one has got 595 kills, so it's got +5 damage rather than +100. And this one hasn't got 1 for all, it's not recombobulated, and it does 118k, which is pretty measly. But if we compare that to this beastie Fell Sword, we're going to be doing 322k, let's say. And with the Livid Dagger, 262k. So around about a 60k damage increase for a cheaper sword. But as always, I assume you guys probably aren't going to buy this Fell Sword just purely to kill zombies in the graveyard with. So we're going to go into dungeons and test it out there. Do a bit more of an in-depth test. But just before we do, as you all know, we're getting close to YouTube rank, so we've got to plug that subscription button at some point. And that's because at the moment, we're actually trying to beat the population of San Marino with subscribers. Now the population of San Marino is around about that of YouTube rank. Now the plan is to actually visit San Marino in a video. If we get to YouTube rank, we'll be able to claim that we have more subscribers than the population of the whole country, which would be pretty mad. All I'm trying to say is make sure you are subscribed to the channel, it would help out a lot. Anyway, back to the video. Now as a Berserk, this should actually be quite an interesting test, just because obviously Berserks feed off crit damage, and the Fell Sword doesn't actually give you a crit damage bonus, so it'll be interesting to see which weapon is actually better in dungeons. Obviously the Livid Dagger has other perks such as the bonus attack speed, but yeah, obviously can't forget about the crit chance as well. So at the moment the Livid Dagger is going to be dealing around about 3 million damage. Seems about right, to be honest. Should we try and get maybe another testing to make sure? 2.1. They're around about 3 million damage, that looks about right. And as for the Fell Sword, was that 3.9 possibly? Try again to make sure. 3 million, 3.9, yeah, so it's actually doing around about 20 to 25% more damage at the moment, which is actually quite impressive, to be honest. Now essentially this sword is, well essentially it's a healer weapon, essentially it is a healer sword, so obviously this will be great for not only Berserk but healer as well. So what have we learned from today's video? Well, the Fell Sword at the moment is a cheaper weapon, does more damage outside and inside dungeons. I mean, it's honestly quite hard to argue with that. Now obviously the Livid Dagger does have a few extra perks, like if you right click it throws a dagger, but not many people use that realistically. Obviously it has the double damage if you hit in the back, once again, can't really do that too consistently. And then the bonus attack speed and the crit chance, which can be quite easily achieved regardless. But at the end of the day, if you're on a budget and 7 million coins is a lot to you, then I'll definitely consider it. Anyway, that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you all have enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. With